How to use the Drywall Mudhog. A man owned one for 5 years and called me and ordered some more and was telling me what he was doing with them and how he was using them. And I went, oh no, you're wasting time and everything. So I thought maybe I better do a video on how to use the Drywall Mudhog. Okay, first thing you do when you get your Mudhog, you grease the wheels. There are 2 grease fittings on the butterfly brake wheel that turns, and there's one on the stationary, okay? So make sure that you grease them good, first thing you do. Next, get your pump. The first thing you do is take the kick plate, take it off. You don't need it anymore, ever. Because once you start using the Drywall Mudhog, you're going to use it forever. Alright, the next thing you do is load your pump. Drop the pump down into the neck and tighten the clamp. It's important to tighten that clamp up against that Mudhog anywhere you want. You can tighten it here, here. We're using an electric screwdriver because it's a little faster today, and if you got one, use it, tighten it just a little more. Always remember, go a little tighter than you think because this is thick rubber. So it's going to sit there for a little while, and if you ever get a blister or anything, it's because you need to tighten that just a little more. That's all it is to it. Make sure your pump is primed before you put it in. Let there be mud in it, or at least water, but mud preferably. Then pour your water down on the inside of the hole, about that much. Then put your mud in. Mix thoroughly, really good. And I recommend this kind of a drill stem. I found it, I love it. It does a better job. But later on, if that's not fast enough for you, this baby will mix up that Mudhog in 60 seconds. I made this from looking at that one, and it is a dream. Takes a lot of power. Okay. Once you mix up your mud thoroughly, make sure that you have it the exact thickness that you want for whatever project you're doing. If you're bazookaing, then you want it thin, just right for your bazooka from the top to the bottom. If you want it thicker for boxing, make sure that you have it just right because you're using 5 boxes of mud here entirely, and you want it to be perfect every time. Once the mud is mixed, then you want to take your lid and the rubber gasket, the rubber stopper, and you want to pull it out of the hole, take it, put it inside the hole, push it down against the mud. Once you push it down against the mud, put the stopper in it, and you're ready to go. Now take a box with some plastic in it, and come over here, and hold your finger over it if you have to, till it's primed and it starts coming out. You have to suck all that water and that air up and through here and out here and put it in a box, and once you see your good mud come out, then you're ready to go. Now once you turn back, you don't need to do that anymore. Take this Mudhog for instance. We've used it on this entire job, maybe 2 or 3 jobs. I don't ever clean it out. Come on over here and take a look. This is full all the way down right now with mud from my last job. I sucked it all the way to the bottom. I put a little water over the top. It's clean. Okay? So the next time I mix, I don't have to prime it or anything. It's already primed. The reason that I don't use this clamp or the foot kicker is because, let's say I went from bazooka to box, and I want to thicken up my rod. With that kick plate on it, you can't turn this like that right there. So I turn this around all the way there, and I pump whatever it is from the bottom of this to here, back into here. Once you've been mixing up, and you got it the way you want it, then when you're through, turn it back around, go to work. high stilts. Want to be more comfortable. Pump your mud all day long. You're going to see on the video, if you keep looking, you'll see us working it. I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing you do is take the pump off. You always take the pump out before you take the rubber off. On this right here, this is your extension. You push this down all the way against the bottom because it has a lip on it. You tighten this gasket down really tight here and leave yourself 3 inches so that when you tighten it down onto the thing here in a minute, it'll tighten easy. You don't want this being too far where you have to squeeze it too much. You want to leave a little room right here. Let me show you how. Okay, take this. You've got the rubber off. Put this down on the inside. You feel that lip going over it. Keep pushing. Work it back and forth all the way to the bottom. Now that it's at the bottom, you tighten the screw on the bottom, which makes it airtight. And it's very important to be totally airtight. That way you have no blisters and your pump doesn't get a little air before you get mud. Okay? Now that you've done that, take that off. Take the clamp off. Stretch this thing across it. Right there. Not down too far. And put the pump in and tighten it back down. Yep. Right there. You're done. Now, you put your thumb over this because you have air from here to here. And you pump it, you feel that air coming out. And you keep doing it till you fill this up and it's coming to your pump and fills this up. Then when you start getting mud, you're ready to go. High stilts, you work it. When you look at the video, you'll see us using this. We use this all the time.